Hi Pankhurst class, welcome to your Thursday English lesson. What we're going to do today is we're going to go over our plan that we did yesterday with Mrs. Mirza, and then we're going to look at finishing it off today. So I'd like you to pause the video and just make sure that you've got with you your plan that you did yesterday and any notes that you made from our live session this morning when we spoke about doing a caption and we spoke about adding some adjectives. And get yourself a pencil because we're going to complete this today. So what's going to happen is I'm going to show you what I'm going to write, and I'm going to ask you to pause the video, go and write your section, then come back to the video. I'm going to do section by section together. So today your learning objective is can I plan my non-chronological report? Now in yesterday's lesson, you had a look at Mrs. Mirza's invention, which was the massaging mattress. Now we've got our title at the top of our page. Then we did our introduction. What does it look like? And we had a picture. Now, Mrs. Mirza mentioned that it is in note form. The reason for this is because this is our plan. So we're able to, I will help you, or Mrs. Mirza will help you write it into 4 sentences for our final non-chronological report. For now, we're just looking at note form, which is why we've got things like arrows, or we've got a plus sign instead of and. That's absolutely fine because it's just notes for now. We're also using bullet points rather than writing in full sentences. Let's have a look at what we wrote for our massaging mattress at the beginning yesterday. You were writing yours about your invention. So we had some really lovely ideas. This morning when we discussed your inventions, we had some motorbikes with wings. We had a robot that did all your homework for you. We had a machine that sorts all your Lego out. So we had some really lovely ideas. So this non-chronological report is going to be about your invention. So here when Mrs. Mirza has written about the massaging mattress, that's going to be your invention at the top there. Let's have a look what she wrote. Introduction, the massaging mattress, invented by Miss Gossage, or Miss Mirza, or Miss Amanpour, to soothe aches and pains. And we've got a little sketch of it here. What does it look like? The mattress size. So we've got the mattress size there, although it can be made smaller or larger. Thinking of comfort in mind, it is soft, cozy, cotton cover, and squishy layer of foam. So again, it's not in a full sentence, it's just notes. Underneath the layer of foam, it's round plastic rollers and a reliable electric motor. Amazingly, it's with beautiful round buttons. So it's all in note form, and they've highlighted some important parts. So it could be our sentence openers, could be our good adjectives that we've used, could be looking at our relative clauses as well. So we're going to have a look at our next section. So today we're going to be focusing on what does it do, the more information section, and the did you know section. Now hopefully you've had a thought about your did you know, because I asked a few of you today this morning in our live session. So hopefully you've had some thoughts about those. So just like last time, and like I said earlier on, we're going to plan it together. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to plan my section. Then I'm going to ask you to pause the video, go and do your section, then come back and we'll do the next section together. So in this section, we are going to plan the what does it do paragraph. In this paragraph, you're going to include the subheading, an interesting sentence starter, explain what it does, use a relative clause, who, which, or that. So I'm going to show you our word mat that you looked at on Monday with Mrs. Mirza to help you think of some interesting sentence starters. So here we've got some examples. So where or when, so you could say on top of, next to, beneath, on the side of, after, or before. Sentences that start with sentence openers ending in ly, finally, usually, amazingly, normally, surprisingly, unfortunately. Sentence starters that have words ending in ing, thinking of, paying close attention to, designing with, in mind, anticipating its success, hoping it would be success. And words ending in ed, invented in, designed by, desired by, created for. Or you could start a sentence with a question. Did you know? Were you aware that? Have you ever thought that? I'm going to show you my start for my first paragraph, which is about what does it do? And then I'm going to ask you to pause the video to have a look at what happens next. So I'm going to share my screen. view onto the camera, hopefully, if this lets me do it. Share my screen onto my camera. Okay, now I haven't got Mrs. Mers's plan with me because she was doing hers from home and I'm doing mine from home. So I've got a new piece of paper, my margin at the side. You're going to just carry on this underneath your plan from yesterday. I can't do that because I haven't got the plan here. You're doing it underneath. So my first part of it is going to be, what does it do? Now, you don't need to write anything at all right now. You're just having a look what I'm doing, and I'm going to ask you to pause the video. So my subheading is, what does it do? So right by the margin, I'm going to write, what does it do? And that is a question, so it needs a question mark, and it's cursive handwriting. I'm going to get my ruler, and I'm going to hold my ruler nice and still and put it on the line and underline my subheading. Right, so like I've said, we're doing it in bullet points. So I'm going to start with my first bullet point, and I'm going to say, designed with the need to soothe. I'm just going to see if I can focus our camera a little bit more for you so you can see it. See if this makes it any better. Aches and pains. Then I've got a comma because I'm going to add a little note. So I'm going to just draw a little arrow because it's our note form again. Obviously, we wouldn't write this in our real sentences. This is just going to be my note form for my plan. Plastic rollers roll up, and just do that for shorthand for now. Roll down the mattress which, my relative clause, instantly releases tension from the back. Full stop. And I've then got my interesting sentence opener, designed with the need to soothe aches and pains. Plastic rollers roll up and down the mattress, which, there's my relative clause, instantly releases tension from the back. Okay, I'm going to do another bullet point. Beneath, it's another interesting sentence opener, the soft layer of foam, do a comma there, the electric motor moves up and down mattress to give a full body massage. I've got my interesting sentence opener there as well. Now I'd like you to pause the video and I want you to go and write down what it does. And this is for your invention. So think carefully what your invention does. So I have written, my mattress is designed with the need to soothe aches and pains. That's why it was invented. So maybe have a think about why yours was invented and then how it works. So the plastic rollers roll up and down the mattress, which instantly releases tension from the back. Beneath the soft layer of foam, the electric motor moves up and down the mattress to give a full body massage. So I'd like to pause the video there, Write down what your paragraph is about, what it does, and then come back to the video. Okay, off you go. Okay, so the next section of our writing is the more information paragraph. This is where we're going to include an interesting fact about our invention. In this one, we're going to include a subheading again, an interesting sentence starter, a relative or subordinate clause, or if you can do both, fantastic, 2 pieces of information about your invention. Let's have a look at the next page with some help, some ideas again. So here we've got some ideas, and we've got these words here to help us with our subordinate clauses. So if you want to have one of those, that'd be fantastic. So we used our word which in my last paragraph with our relative clause. We can use one of these for our subordinate clauses. Let's have a look at my next paragraph for our did you know. If you need to pause the video here, just have a look at these ideas, that's absolutely fine. You can use some of these to help you. Okay, I'm going to go to my more information section now. So my next paragraph underneath here, my next subheading is going to say more information. And again, I'm going to underline it. So I've left a gap, left a space, I'm going to underline it. Holding the ruler nice and still, and there is my next subheading. So this is our interesting facts, and we need to have some facts about it. So I'm going to write, and leave a little space, and I'm going to write, move my camera down a bit. The massaging mattress comes in any size. So I've had a thought about this, and I want it to come in any size so that anyone can use my mattress. So it comes in any size, which, so I'm going to have a comma after size, there's my relative clause, which means that all can enjoy the massaging mattress. Do my bullet point, did I? So I've got my bullet point there. Then I'm going to have my next paragraph, my next bullet point, and I'm going to start it with desired by many, which is one of my sentence openers earlier on, which means if it says desired by many, it means lots of people want it. Wanted by many, desired by many. Desired by many, the mattress is said to cure aches and pains, as well as many other diseases. Full stop. So I've got my relative clause there. I haven't used a subordinate clause, but you're welcome to use one in yours, and to use both of them. Desired by many is my fantastic sentence opener. See if you can use one like that. The massaging mattress comes in any size, which means that all can enjoy the massaging mattress. Now, I don't like the fact that I've put massaging mattress and massaging mattress twice in one sentence. So when I write this up in neat, I will make sure that I change that. I'm just going to try and make it a little bit more focused for you to see. Desired by many, the mattress is said to cure aches and pains as well as many other diseases. And that's my more information section. So I'd like you to now pause the video. I'd like you to go and write your more information paragraph and then come back to me again. Now, hopefully you've written your more information section and your what does it do section to help. Okay, so that's really fantastic if you've done that. And it should be again about your invention. So our final paragraph is about the did you know section. This is where we're going to include an interesting fact about our invention, and it's going to include a subheading, an interesting sentence starter, and something about how old the oldest version of your invention is. So you might need to do a little bit of research, or you can make it up if you want to, that's fine. So my did you know section is going to start, my one is going to start with a question. And I'm going to start with my question saying something like, were you aware that? So I'm going to use this part here as my sentence starter for my did you know. If you want to start yours with did you know, that's absolutely fine. Or have you ever thought that? You can start yours with a question, that's also absolutely fine. Okay, let's have a look and see if we can share it on here with you. I'm going to write my last section. So my last section, I'm just going to move my book up for you. My last paragraph is going to be, so I'm going to leave a space again, and I'm going to write, did you know? And that is a question, so I'm going to have a question mark. I'm going to underline it again with my ruler. And like I said, I'm going to start my sentence here with a question. So I'm going to say, leave a space again. I'm going to say, were you aware that? So as a start, there's my question. And I did some research before this, and the oldest mattress that I could find in the records was actually 77,000 years old. So do you remember in our did you know when we looked at our hairbrush non-chronological report? I think the oldest one was about 230 years old. So my research showed me that a mattress, the oldest one, was 77,000 years old. So I'm just going to write a little note here. Were you aware that? And I'm just going to write 77,000 years old, which is very old. And then I also did some research, and it said the first one was made out of straw, a straw mattress. So I'm going to say, and it was originally made out of straw, full stop. So I've got my section there, and it is going to be a question because it says were you aware that. So I'm just going to put a question mark here. Now it's not a fully structured question at the moment because it's a note form, but I've written a question mark there just to remember to add a question at the mark at the end of my question. Were you aware that 77,000 years old and it was originally made out of straw? So in your did you know is going to be how old your first invention was. So maybe if you've invented a flying motorbike, you could look up when the first motorbike was invented. That's absolutely fine. Or the first plane was invented, and it looks at things that flew. That's going to be your did you know. So I'd like you to pause the video now, and I want you to go and write your final section for your did you know fact about your invention, and then come back to this video again. Okay, well done Year 3, you've done such a good job, and I'm really, really interested and excited to read your plans on tapestry. So yesterday Mrs. Miller said you didn't need to put them on tapestry because we were still continuing our plan. So what I'd like you to do is keep it really safe because we're going to need our plans again tomorrow, so keep them safe somewhere. And if you can get an adult to upload your plan to tapestry, I'll have a look at it before tomorrow's lesson. So well done. Go and double check that it all makes sense. Remember, it can be note form, that's fine. If you want to circle or highlight or underline any of your important words or impressive words that you've used, that's also absolutely fine. Remember to use a ruler for underlining your subheadings, and make sure your handwriting is as neat as you can be. Even if it's a practice and a plan, I still want it to be as neat as you can do. I will see you tomorrow at 9 o'clock for our live.